A nation's quest for thorough economic emancipation is patently and patiently driven by the deliberate determination of its leaders to lead from the front with the active, unalloyed support of the citizenry. Since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu resumed office on May 29, 2023, he has taken some bold initiatives to correct the ills of past administrations by redirecting the Nigerian economy towards a sure path of progress and prosperity, even if current realities do not seem to support that notion. Yet, most economic experts are in agreement that the current administration is on the right course with the reforms it is embarking upon, if indeed the economy is to be rescued from the brink. The Tinubu administration is setting its sights on revamping education, improving youth employment, embarking on massive infrastructural development, putting in place comprehensive and sustainable health plans, getting industries running on sound footing, and working assiduously at ensuring that soaring costs of energy are brought down appreciably in the foreseeable future. As a way of demonstrating its unwavering commitment towards changing the Nigerian story, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund TETFund is set to host a 5-day strategic research exhibition to showcase the latest, carefully selected inventions and groundbreaking research and, in effect, leapfrogging the nation into the league of forward-looking and innovative countries of the world, especially given the abundant and diverse nature of its human resources. The event, the first by TETFund in the history of Nigeria, is set to foster interactions and inclusion in a commodious environment between researchers, inventors, angel investors, manufacturers, venture capitalists, and policymakers for the nation's overall economic development, and will take place at the Eagle Square, Abuja from November 17 through November 22, 2024. As further impetus in driving home the importance of the research fair for the benefit of all, the local organizing committee, put in place by TETFund for running a hitch-free event, has reiterated its commitment towards organizing and offering Nigerians an impactful and impressive first-ever national research fair. The LOC chairman, in the person of Dr. Umar Binder, explained the various works his committee has been doing and spoke copiously on modalities and parameters set in place for selecting participants.
Impressively, TETFund has analyzed its data over the years and have seen the impact of the funding being injected into these public institutions for research and development. We are seeing a lot of academics presenting papers at very high-powered international conferences as a result of this work. We're seeing publications in high-edged, high-impact, very well-respected and cited journals by Nigerian scientists as a result of funding by TETFund. We're seeing devices and innovations popping out here and there as a result of research done by people supported by TETFund. So this observation by TETFund is, on one side, the impact of the support on research and development, producing high-capacity workers, is highly impressive, but you turn to the side where this particular output is supposed to affect our socio-economic system and is very, very weak. That is the big question mark. So the genesis of this particular trade fair through this committee is that we need to now guide the research so that people are doing wonderful research that can help Nigeria get out of its own problems. Even before doing that, this project for 2024 says, go to these universities, go to these polytechnics, go to these colleges of education and research institutions, and filter out things that are very, very matured and ready to be taken up by industry or individuals. Things that can be used to produce or manufacture. Things that can be used to provide services. Things that can actually employ young people, like you said. Things that can create wealth instantly. And then let us showcase it in a fair so that we can encourage Nigerians to see internally that we are active and it can be useful. The participation is open, but through a digital form. A special portal has been designed by the Information and Communication Technology Department here. And this has been publicized all over the place, so that if you're in a university or a polytechnic or a college of education or a research institute, access this portal. Is free. Fill the form, is free, and click submit, and it will come to us. But in the discussion, we realized that there are many Nigerians who are very creative. They may not be in the university. They may not be in the polytechnic. They may not be in the college of education. They are not in a research institute. But they are coming up with fantastic stuff. Energy matters, food things, appliances and so on and so forth. We have the form for them too on the portal that they can register. At a click of submit, it will come to us.
The Tertiary Education Trust Fund has requested the support of the armed forces in making good its promise to get all relevant sectors involved in having a one-of-a-kind national research fair in November. The Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, Architect Suni STH made the overture recently when the Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa paid him and members of his management team a visit at the fund's headquarters in Abuja. The CDS emphasized the role education is playing in solving the nation's problems and maintained that the military is making great efforts at ensuring security for schools in addition to its avowed commitment in restoring peace and security to Nigeria. The four-star general also spoke on the importance of technology in shaping the course of today's military, adding that the institution has benefited immensely from countless innovations. He said the armed forces are always ready to assist whenever they are called upon, emphasizing the significance of teamwork and collaboration.
By the nature of our work, we travel around, we see a lot of institutions, we see a lot of the interventions being done by TETFund, and I think it's very, very remarkable. It's something that we hold very dear, and we appreciate you quite very well. Especially in our institutions too, we have equally benefited a lot from that. We know more will be coming, because we know you don't let us go like that. We appreciate you well and continue to pray for peace and prosperity in our dear country. And that's why for us, the kinetic and the non-kinetic must go hand in hand. The kinetic being what we do using force, but we've realized that with the current challenges we're having, the kinetic cannot do it alone. It only provides 20-25% of the solution. Most of the solution comes from the non-kinetic, and education plays a very vital role in that. And that's why we know you are very, very important to what is going on the ground. And the assistance you have, the support you have been given to the educational ministry, educational system has actually made a lot. It will have been worse. So I want to thank you and commend you and try and encourage you. Sometimes when you do this, there will be a lot of challenges, not to get discouraged. We are looking at this aspect of how to support schools to ensure that security, because without security, even areas of learning will also suffer.
In his remark, Architect Soni STH acknowledged the sacrifice the military is making at keeping Nigeria safe and expressed the fund's gratitude to men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The ES also spoke on the contributions and giant strides the military is making in technological advancement and the use of GPS and drones, which he maintained have made the society a whole lot safer. The TETFund boss spoke about the salient role research plays in the effective discharge of military duties and seized the moment to renew his invitation to the institution to participate fully at the fair, which is built to translate research findings into practical goods and services, with experts from Israel, the European Union and Brazil providing guidance.
The contributions of the military. Indeed, we know it is not just here, because most of the advances in technology today that we enjoy and take for granted actually originate from military science. And that is why for this meeting we've included some members of our national research team to inform you that we've done the correspondence. We will be organizing a national research fair at the Eagle Square about a month from today. About a month from now, and we want all Nigerians, if you have been able to innovate, create, make, develop anything, come and showcase it to Nigerians. So the whole era of research findings being locked up in one drawer or in one village and nobody can replicate it. It's only one person who made it and they're showing it off only to the local community. It's over. We want you to be able to come and have experts. We're able to bring you some from outside the shores of this country, where we have collaborations from Israel, from the European Union, from Brazil. They'll be coming here to give some guidance and support and advice to our researchers. We also know that the military have a very strong research component. So we see this opportunity again to renew our invitation to the military to participate at the fair. Participation for all Nigerians, including our schools, and the military will come at no cost.
The Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, has affirmed its commitment to providing the requisite intervention funds for the development of infrastructure and research facilities at the newly established African Aviation and Aerospace University, AUA, in Nigeria. The Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Architect Soni S.T. Echono, gave the assurance when he received the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, who led the leadership of the Aviation Institution on a courtesy call to the fund headquarters in Abuja. The minister, who seized the moment to appreciate the good work the Executive Secretary put into ensuring the creation of the university whilst holding sway as the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education before his current appointment as the TETFund's helmsman, also stated that the purpose of his visit was to seek intervention assistance for the relocation of the university to a permanent site with attendant infrastructural development.
We are here to first of all say thank you, and thank you for all the support you have given so far to the stabilization of this very young baby. We took our first intake last year, I think last year September, first intake. So far now, the students are about 150, the new intakes. That's apart from the MSc students. And more than 1,000 applied, more than 1,000, but we could only take about barely 10% because of lack of facility at the school now. We have been supporting the school too on our own part, all the other agencies of the aviation sector. You played a big part last year, sir, by providing seed funding to start off the permanent sites of this your baby. We are here to say thank you for that, sir. And like Oliver Twist, sir, we want to say that people are one of the first of its kind in the entire African continent with potentials. We are making all kinds of MOUs now with the very best aviation universities in the entire world. We don't want them to come and see us in some kind of shanties or managing and sporting somewhere. Because in the eyes of the world, we are big and we're getting bigger. So we want to have a befitting headquarters like TETFund. We're envious of you, sir. We want your support.
Architect Echono commended the minister for his conviction and stoic resolve in ensuring the smooth and proper takeoff of the institution. He reiterated that TETFund shall extend the necessary intervention as well as special intervention to aid rapid development of the university and pledged the agency's preparedness to assist in the architectural design to ensure that the university conforms with the global standards of special institutions of its type.
Having regards to the African Aviation and Aerospace University, again, we are happy that it has come to stay. I congratulate all of you that are been appointed to manage this young university. And the good news is that the university has been enlisted, and from January you begin to enjoy the normal allocations. Within those allocations are provisions not only for projects but for also training of staff. You have resources to carry out some level of research. We also give you funds for materials, for other things that you need to operate efficiently. The second bit, which the Honorable Minister also mentioned, is the fact that as a specialized institution that is young and needs to grow quickly, you will need the special interventions that are available under our second window. And indeed, the way the Honorable Minister put it, is the justification for our special and high impact projects. The reason we reserve part of the funds for that is the realization that if we share all the resources equally to institutions, the amount that goes to each institution will not be sufficient to carry out iconic or major projects. And so the project now will begin to drag for 5 years, for 6 years, 10 years to finish one project. And in that circumstance, it is only the contractor that benefits. Because every day you are reviewing prices, there are inflation claims, there are variation claims, and so on. And as he said, the project that starts with 1 billion, you end up spending 5 billion. So the spirit behind our special high impact is to focus on limited number of projects that can be completed immediately, and we cannot do it in rotation.
The Executive Secretary promised to communicate the request of the Minister and the school management to the board of TETFund, while highlighting the importance of the institution to the country's aviation sector and the Nigerian economy. The Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, has urged the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, to pay more emphasis on the assessment and monitoring of its infrastructural project across Nigerian tertiary institutions. Olukoyede, who gave the advice when the top management team of TETFund, led by its Executive Secretary, Akitesoni St. Echuno, paid him a courtesy visit at the EFCC's corporate headquarters in Abuja, said he was predicating his call on the fact that the Commission has received some petitions on the non-execution of projects in the past, and that management should redouble their efforts in ensuring that contractors sit tight and execute projects on time.
It's a matter of time. It may take time, but we'll get there. We'll surely get there. So that's why I'm also going to place much premium on the greater collaboration between our both agencies. Particularly in the area of doing the right thing. I also want to encourage you, because we have also had 1 or 2 petitions, complaints that have to do with non-execution of some of your projects. Right now, I think we are working on about 3 cases from 3 different tertiary institutions. That's one that we are handling in Ibadan. I think that has to do with the state and the other states. That where contractors collected money and they have refused to deliver on the milestone, of the project. So I want to also encourage you, because there is no way you will investigate this matter that the name of TETFund will not be brought in. I'm very sure you will have, project assessment and monitoring department or committee. Please let them continue to put more energy into whatever they do, so that we don't just give out project or work project and advance money now. The contractor will just collect money and advance. If we are getting more of this, we may be forced to set up a desk for you, so that people will know that we are working together. It's also important to create the awareness. As a matter of fact, this visit today is the first step in creating that awareness. So we'll be willing to collaborate much more with you and to take this relationship to a greater height. On behalf of the management, I want to thank you again for coming, and also let you know that we have an academy, big one, but we are also working on a new academy now. That we have state-of-the-art facilities and equipment. We are almost through with our infrastructure. It's also, our academy will qualify as a tertiary institution too. Yes. So we will probably solicit your support as well to join us with us, because we are looking at degree awarding institution at the end of the day, probably the best anti-corruption institution in the world.
The EFCC's boss expressed delight with the collaboration of TETFund with the Commission, stressing that the visit is a step in the process of creating awareness for people to know that the 2 agencies are working together, as that will send the right signal to discerning contractors to do what is right at all times. Earlier in his remarks, the Executive Secretary of TETFund, Akitesoni St. Echuno, disclosed that the visit was to demonstrate TETFund's regard for the Commission and to appreciate the culture of preventive modalities being a major feature of the anti-corruption fight under Olukoyede's leadership.
We are here, but primarily, as I said to the chairman, we want to lend our voice and want Nigerians to know that will support fully the transformation, the professionalism and the diligence you have brought to this assignment. Thank you very much. As an institution, in the course of our ensuring, as I said earlier, the judicious use of our resources, we also want to renew our request for greater collaboration with the organization. Starting with an enlightenment, we even want to give the opportunity for prevention. We observed in the course of our reforms to our agency that a lot of things happen, some are deliberate, but some are due to ignorance. So one of the things we did was to partner with the BPP. We say, okay, we notice there's a lot of infractions on procurement processes. Why don't we organize workshops in all the geopolitical zones so that we bring all our people in the institution involved in procurement matters, so that you can tell them the expectations, the procedures, the processes, and what to avoid, the do's and the don'ts.
Speaking further, the Executive Secretary assured the Commission of TETFund's support and requested for collaboration, especially in guiding the path of managers of resources in Nigerian tertiary institutions against financial wrongdoings. The Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, Architect Suni S.T. Echuno, has been conferred with the Legacy Award for Education Advancement by the Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union, CORR. At the event held in Abuja recently and witnessed by various stakeholders in the education subsector, the TETFund boss was also inducted in the CORR Hall of Fame. The occasion, which commemorated the International Teachers' Day, also saw awards of excellence presented to other eminent Nigerians for their contributions to the development of education. Additionally, awards were handed out to the best students from each geopolitical zone, as well as the overall best students among colleges of education in Nigeria. Speaking at the occasion, the President, Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union, COASU, Dr. Smart Olugbeko, described the theme of the event, valuing teachers' voices towards repositioning teacher education in Nigeria, as very fitting. According to him, TETFund under Architect Suni S.T. Echuno has made significant strides in enhancing Nigeria's tertiary education sector. The academic noted that since assuming office in March 2022, Echuno has spearheaded strategic partnerships and improved the infrastructural facilities of public tertiary institutions tremendously across the country.
The struggle for the new dawn we are celebrating today was hugely supported by eminent stakeholders, without whose input and cooperation the desire would have remained a pipe dream. In recognition of their significant role in transforming education and elevating the status of teacher education in Nigeria, we are inducting them in the batches into COASU Hall of Fame and presenting them our most prestigious award and fellowship. Those of them selected for the present batch are as follows, in no particular order, please. His Excellency Al-Haji Abdul Malik Mahmood, former Deputy Governor of Bauchi State, immediate past Chairman of Committee of Chairman of Governing Council. Professor Paulinus Chijioke Okwele, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Colleges of Education, NCC. Architect Sonin Echonon, OON, former Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund. Professor Ishak Balariwaju Oloyede, CONFNAL, former Vice Chancellor, University of Ilorin, Registrar and Chief Executive, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. Dr. Mrs. Uchenna Uba, the Director, Colleges of Education Department, Federal Ministry of Education. Professor Abiodun Oguyemi, immediate past President, Academic Staff Union of University, ASU. Professor Farouk Rashid Haruna, the Chairman, Committee of Provost and Provost, Federal College of Education, Kontagora.
He also praised the Executive Secretary for his efforts at securing special funding for colleges of education. Receiving the award, Architect Suni S.T. Echuno pledged to continue to rededicate his efforts to ensure that taxpayers' funds contributed for the development of the education sector will always prudently and judiciously be deployed.
We give glory to the Almighty God. We also thank Mr. President for giving us the opportunity to be of service. We seize the opportunity to congratulate all teachers all around the globe who will be celebrating their day, and we feel particularly honored that they have chosen this occasion to also honor us by giving us the Legacy Award and induction to their Hall of Fame. I was told in the letter that it is a culmination of our service, our humble contributions, both during my tenure as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry for 4.5 years, and the last 2.5 years as Executive Secretary of TETFund. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the management and staff, we want to express our appreciation and to renew the assurances that we will continue to rededicate our efforts to ensure that taxpayers' money that are contributed for the development of education in our country is prudently and judiciously deployed to ensure that our students' learning experience will make them more competitive, will ensure that they will be able to be global citizens and be able to contribute their quota to national development.
The Tertiary Education Trust Fund TETFund is on a mission. The agency's unwavering commitment towards changing the narrative of the most populous black nation on earth is evident for all to see, and that, no doubt, sits squarely within the ambit of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you.